Hey there everybody, how's it going? Nice to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. So today I wanted to share with you something that I can't show you because I actually have to show you a physical print in order for you to see it, and you're never going to see it on the screen, and you're never going to see it on a screen regardless. Okay, it's not going to show up on a screen. You have to see it in a print. And what am I talking about? Well, a great black and white photograph, okay? Not just a competent black and white photograph. I'm talking about the nth degree of a black and white photograph. And you're going to have to take my word for this, because if most people have never seen it. And if you've seen it, you know. Now the point that why I say most people have never seen it is because I've been chasing it for 40 years. And rarely have I achieved it or seen it in my own work. I've seen it in other people's work. Ansel Adams, I've seen his prints in person, personally seen them physically. And I've seen it in Michael Kenna's work. And off the top of my head, those are the only two places that I've seen it. That's not true. When I was when I had representation at the Photographic Image Gallery in downtown Portland, there were photographers that came through, and every once in a while you'd see what I'm talking about. Ray Carafano, I mentioned him in my last video, I think. He was one that could achieve it. Okay, and I have gotten pretty proficient in the darkroom at achieving that. What am I talking about? What I'm talking about is a great black and white print. It has this nth degree. It's almost like it sparkles. It doesn't obviously physically, literally sparkle, but when you see a great black and white print, it's got this intangible, but definitely there. Like, I can't describe it, but I know it when I see it. And you have to see it to know that it exists. It has this quality to it that it just, like, it's hard to describe. But if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Take my word for it, most people haven't seen it. So how elusive is it? Well, I've gotten pretty proficient. Ansel Adams said, I believe he said, you need a competent photographer is 10,000 prints. After your first 10,000 prints, you're probably a competent photographer. And yeah, I have at least that in the darkroom, for sure. But I wasn't sure it was possible with digital printing, okay? These are the prints I've made, the test prints I've made. There's probably, what, 50 here? Maybe 75? In the last, like, 4 months. Okay, I have, in search of that elusive, or just trying to see if it's possible with digital printing, I've printed hundreds of test prints to get them to where they're spot. And I'm actually finally at the point where I'm liking my digital. I'm getting the sparkle. Okay, you're not going to be able to see it on the screen. All right, but I'm getting that. I look at this print and I go, yeah, that's got it. That's it. There it is. And that was kind of the first one where I said to myself, okay, it's happening. And I made another one and it works. And I just printed this last night and that's got it too. So I'm getting fairly confident with my digital printing that I can achieve what I'm looking for. And so one of the major changes I've made is I had been printing most of my work on, there's another one. Yeah, that's a little off. It's just short of that sparkle, okay? You have to see it to know what I'm talking about. The problem is I haven't, the Moab Juniper, which I've made a lot of prints on. It was kind of my de facto standard paper, the Juniper, which is a Barita paper. I'm kind of off it now. It doesn't really give me the sparkle I'm looking for. And I've switched to Moab Entrada, which is a matte paper. And I'm surprised by that, but I think I don't know, it's giving me what I'm looking for. And so the key to this, I think, is the Moab Entrada. It's now there's like 4 different versions of Moab Entrada. The Moab Entrada that I'm using is the 300 Natural. Okay, 300 GSM Natural. And so I am well pleased with that. And again, this is a kind of a deal where unless you know what I'm talking about and you've seen it in person, you may think it doesn't exist, like leprechauns and pots of gold and rainbows and things like that, which don't exist, but bad analogy. Anyway, so that's that. The other thing that I want to talk about today is I didn't realize how my health, I was trying to keep up my enthusiasm and wanting to do stuff, but I didn't realize how worrying about my health, even subconsciously, was such a drag. It was a real monkey on my back. Like, to make a long story short, the bottom line is now that I've had this thing installed, like I'm not worried anymore. Like if I have a problem, then I will know about it. Whereas before it was like every time I got a little indigestion, I was like, oh no, is this a real problem? And to the point where it was kind of really weighing me down. And I didn't realize how much it was. You don't realize how heavy the monkey on your back is until he's gone, okay? And so yeah, the monkey is still there a little bit, but definitely has been on a weight reduction program for sure. And so now I'm really looking forward to getting out there. I can tell I've got, I'm instead of spending some of my energy worrying, and even though I'm trying not to, because you do worry, I now can redirect that energy, and I am redirecting that energy into my creativity and my photography. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And thank you so much to everyone who's hung in there with me, because the past couple of years have been kind of rougher than I thought they were. Like I didn't realize at the time, I knew I was kind of in this stagnation thing, but I didn't realize how bad it was until it's kind of done. And I really feel like they're moving forward, like things are going to get a lot better in terms of accomplishing what I want to accomplish. I've always been the kind of a person who's self-motivated and I work hard and all that. But recently, like the past couple of years, it's been kind of like, So anyway, so thank you so much for hanging in there. If you want to see what I'm talking about, everyone who's a collector of the photographic arts over on my Patreon channel can see it. I send them prints of my best work on a regular basis, and that would be the easiest way to see it. And so head over to Patreon and check out my Collector of the Photographic Arts tier membership if that's something you're at all interested in. And of course you can always join Patreon for free or at the other supporting levels. And thank you so much to all my Patreon supporters. I greatly appreciate it, and thank you for hanging in there. And it's gonna get better from here, I guarantee it. Knock on wood. And of course YouTube is the old subscriber method. I saw a video yesterday from a photographer with 734,000 subscribers, and he's a professional photographer. And he was complaining that the new camera had a menu item in the movie menus for time lapse, and in the still menu section it was interval. And he was complaining that it's the same thing and it's confusing. It's not the same thing. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating when people who have no idea what they're doing are successful. But that's the way of things. That's the way of it. Nobody ever said life was fair, right? So there it is. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you out there for sure. Have a great one. Bye.